On today's episode, we continue our exploration of London, England. We will visit the Tower of London.
God save the king!
The Tower Bridge. Borough Market.
Borough Market.
Very cool spot. Amazing spot.
And Piccadilly Circus for some theatre. This Honeymoon episode is number 3 of 5 in London, filmed in September of 2024. Here are the adventures of Ron and Anneke.
And we'll tell you more about it later on.
Day 3. It's sunny for the moment. We're out and about to have some breakfast at a place called Yeomen. I had it yesterday. That was divine.
A European breakfast is to die for. I mean, I confess that's basically the full reason I come to Europe. The croissants taste better, ingredients are procured, the espresso is respected, which is why I thought I would show you this cute breakfast place in Bayswater. Across the street there is the northwest corner of the enormous Hyde Park that you can see in our other videos. No, we are not affiliated or sponsored. I just thoroughly enjoyed this meal. Here we get on the tube at Bayswater and are headed towards the Tower of London today for an English history lesson mixed in with some humor. There's always lots of adverts in the hallways, and we find one for a childhood favorite musical of mine, and we are going to Starlight Express tomorrow. We mind the gap all the way to the East End of London, the other side of this map, and pop out at the Tower Hill stop. Emerging out of the underground, one is immediately in awe and intimidated, probably what its builders were going for. From a very civilized breakfast to the year 1070, look at that moat. Who doesn't love a castle? This is basically an arrow's shot away from today's financial heart of Britain, and the tower spans over 900 years of mostly violent history. Crossing around to the entrance, we shall meet the Yeomen in the moat promptly at 11 a.m. But it's too tempting not to get a sneak peek before the tour. The beginnings of this one were built in 1078 when William the Conqueror wanted to point out that he was the boss, not just of the city, though his people were rebellious, but of the whole country. Here is our Yeoman explaining what would happen to high traitors of treason.
The executioner pick up the second still bleeding head on the last 14 line of him, beyond them traitors, so all traitors. God save the king! Better, the head would then be impaled onto a pike going through the streets of London to London Bridge, which in those days is the only bridge across the River Thames. The head would be left displayed above the gateway entrance as a sign of the fate that would await all would-be traitors. And yes!
And then William the Conqueror in 1078
he authorised the building of its first royal palace and fortress in England. Today we refer to it as the White Tower, and it is situated behind those buildings. Do not bother looking, it's behind those buildings. Over the next 200 years, successive monarchs continued to add to the defences. In a ballium or defensive wall containing 13 smaller towers was completed around 1220. This outer wall was completed in 1280, and it contains 6 further towers, all of which are facing south to defend against an attack should it come from the river. So to the north are 2...
Going in, look at the top of the arch. There are 3 holes.
Oh, murder holes.
Our Yeoman told us that murder holes are places where the castle defenders could drop heavy stones, boiling water, burning objects, or even human waste to defend against attacks of enemies attempting to breach these points. The first stop inside is St. Thomas's Tower, built for Edward I as an imposing riverside gatehouse in 1275, and also to provide additional accommodations for the royal family. From outside the river, we saw it in the previous episode while traveling to and from Greenwich. Prisoners were brought by barge passing under the London Bridge, where they could see the heads of recently executed prisoners displayed on spikes. Entry to the Traitor's Gate. Moving along, here is the White Tower that we could not see from the moat, the very first part built of the castle, as subsequent monarchs built around it. We meet our Yeomen again at the top of this walkway and see the marvelous Tower Bridge behind us, built in 1894.
That's all it is, it's a bridge. It's a very nice bridge, granted, but still, it's just a bridge. In fact, it's got a new bridge. Hold on, Americans. Got an old bridge for you. Yeah, but it's still a bridge. If you're tempted to turn around and take pictures of that bridge, as some of you are, okay, I'm going to give you a top tip about that bridge. This is a top tip about that bridge. Today's top tip, in fact, the week's top tip about that bridge. It's going to be there all day! Yeah, but it's still a bridge.
Now we begin our reverence in the Chapel Royal St. Peter ad Vincula. Opening in 1510, this Gothic chapel is the burial place for some like Anne Boleyn, Catherine Howard, and Lady Jane Grey, 3 Tudor queens that were executed on the grounds. The chapel is still a working church, holding services, baptisms, and weddings. We have a moment to take in all the history. Next up, we continue our way around the outskirts. Beyond satisfyingly solid vault doors, we slip in to see the crown jewels, where we are not allowed to take pictures. These pictures come from the historic Royal Palace's website and give a teeny taste of grandeur that you can see and the effort that has been afforded to display these one-of-a-kind pieces of beauty. If you come to see these, you will be richly rewarded. Exiting the crown jewels, we found these metal monkeys atop this wall, a tribute to the over 600 years when the tower housed a menagerie of wild exotic animals. Then we grab a snack for sustenance.
We just finished the tour with the Yeoman, aka Beef Eater, also an alcohol. And he was very funny. We learned that they had to serve at least 22 years before they can even apply. There's one. Is it ours? That could have been ours.
I really suggest taking the tour. It's fun and it's very knowledgeable.
It tells you about the moat and all the kings and queens that were beheaded here, how they got in, how they left. Sometimes they lived here or imprisoned. The Dark Ages times. Very fun.
I wonder if this was intended, but it looks like a giant play symbol embedded in the skyline.
It's nice and sunny today. Partly cloudy.
The ravens at the tower are revered and are cared for by a dedicated yeoman called the Raven Master. The Yeoman Warders have guarded the Tower of London for more than 500 years. They were also called beef eaters, as they were permitted to eat as much beef as they wanted from King Henry VIII's table.
It just goes on and on.
The first Duke of Wellington, who won the battle at Waterloo over Napoleon, declared that the Yeomen only be recruited from ex-servicemen, Army, Navy, Marines, and Air Force, and reduced the number from 100 to 33. They must have at least 22 years of military service, reach the rank of warrant officer, and have been awarded the Long Service and Good Conduct Medal. We finally reach the entrance to the White Tower. A big draw here is the Royal Armoury pieces on display. William the Conqueror started the center White Tower to show the might of the new Norman monarchy. In the late 1300s, armor and military equipment began to be stored here. 200 years later, these stores became a part of a display shown to visitors, and the White Tower became a museum in 1916, highlighting the Royal Armoury's collection in their historic setting. As we walk through the rooms, we learn how they were used for different purposes over the millennium. In the top of the White Tower is the Chapel of St. John the Evangelist, built for William the Conqueror, but sadly it wasn't completed until after his death. In this iconic tower, the medieval kings and queens lived in luxurious apartments until they were executed or died. They worshipped in the Chapel Royal, kept a menagerie of exotic animals, held magnificent ceremonies, and displayed their mighty armor and cannons. The cannons and armory's contents were usually the retired and outdated models used to impress guests and foreign leaders. If you are enjoying this video, please hit that subscribe and like button as we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. There's so much to do and see in this tower, we did not get to do it all. Exiting the fortress on the riverside, we leave behind the swords, armor, cannons, and torture devices to the Middle Ages.
We are at the castle, Tower of London.
And behind him is the Tower Bridge.
I really recommend coming to this one. It's has thousands of years of culture in it. And being one of the Yeoman Wards is very important because you get to know their life and how they get to be. It's not just a job. They take people on tours. It's you have to meet 3 criteria to be a yeoman.
Here we come, Tower Bridge! Construction completed in 1894, the bridge deck is freely accessible to both vehicles and pedestrians over the river. For the 40,000 motor vehicles crossing every day, it does have a congestion surcharge for crossing at certain times. The bridge took some hits during World War II and has closed a few times for major repairs, only to come back stronger and more up to date. The Twin Towers' high-level walkways and the Victorian engine rooms are only accessible with a paying ticket. The upgrades and upkeep are constant, getting a few environmentally friendly new paint jobs and illumination converted to LED. We have now crossed over into the green patch on the south side. From this side of the River Thames, you can see the White Tower really does look white. It is mostly made of limestone called Kentish ragstone that was London's premier building stone for 1,500 years-ish. Today's financial district, however, gives that juxtaposition of young and old buildings happily together. Look how that limestone glistens in the sun. And then 5 seconds later, a cloud rolls over. We are now definitely on a mission to hunt for some lunch and headed for Borough Market, still on the east side of London. Thank you to everyone in the comments on how to pronounce the River Thames.
Borough Market.
It's a very cool spot. Amazing spot.
Having some lunch. Gonna find some lunch, rather.
Gourmet goodies run the gamut, from cheese, fresh loaves, and rare breed meats to fruit and veg and cakes and all manner of preservatives, oils, and teas. Borough Market is a sprawling site, being one of the busiest, largest, and oldest food markets in London. Its location on the south side of the London Bridge has made it a thoroughfare for possibly longer than the White Tower itself. The market and the streets surrounding it have been featured in movies like Bridget Jones's Diary, Harry Potter, and more. It used to be only wholesale, just like Covent Garden, but it has since become a booming place for foodies everywhere. Ron finds some Middle Eastern food, and I go for this paella. It must be good if there's this long of a line, right? Now we head back to our hotel via the tube and get ready for our show tonight. And then back out, headed for the Lyric Theatre, close to Piccadilly Circus.
After a quick nap, this man had an hour nap. We needed it. We're now going to the theater tonight. Or after a couple tube stops, we're in Piccadilly Circus. And then gonna go see Hadestown at the Lyric Theatre.
Oh, the Lyric.
But it's close to Piccadilly Circus. Yes, he's right.
Piccadilly Circus is a famous road junction and public space in London's West End known for shopping, dining, nightlife, and the theatre. The word circus comes from the Latin word for circle. Recognized by its bright neon signs and the statue of the Greek winged archer Eros, the god of love, it's a busy tourist spot. We are looking for the Lyric Theatre, established in 1888. During the 1880s, the Lyric Theatre was one of 12 new or wholly rebuilt theaters, signaling the true theater boom of the West End. Found it. Speaking of Greek gods, tonight we watch Hadestown, the love story of Orpheus descending into hell to take back his wife, Eurydice. Come back for the next episode, where we go antiquing down Portobello Road in the film-famous Notting Hill, and then dash out to Wembley to see Starlight Express and do our review of both musicals.
Must-see show. It's an amazing show.
Good theater.
Very good reason.
Down, Hadestown.
See you later, world neighbor.
Yeoman.
Yeoman Warder.